The Young and the Restless shock. Peter Bergman has been one of the cornerstones of daytime television for more than 4 decades, carrying the role of Jack Abbott on The Young and the Restless with such depth and elegance that he has become inseparable from the character in the eyes of millions of viewers around the world. For fans of the show, Bergman is not merely an actor delivering lines in front of the camera. He has been the emotional heartbeat of Genoa City, embodying a man whose struggles, triumphs, and heartbreaks mirror the complexities of real life. The Abbott family, as envisioned on screen, has always been painted with layers of vulnerability and power, and Jack Abbott's journey through love, rivalry, loss, and redemption has become one of the most unforgettable story arcs in soap opera history. The idea that Peter Bergman himself, the man who has so faithfully portrayed Jack for over 40 years, is now facing a battle far greater and far more personal than any script could conjure is both heartbreaking and sobering for those who admire him. According to confidential information allegedly confirmed by people close to him, Bergman has recently been diagnosed with liver cancer, a revelation that has shaken the foundation of his life and career. Unlike the fictional challenges his character faces, this is not something that can be rewritten, retconned, or softened by a sudden plot twist. This is an unforgiving reality that demands strength of a different kind. His family, understandably devastated, is urging him to step away from work, to relinquish the daily demands of production schedules and the emotional weight of constantly performing in order to focus entirely on his health. They want him to prioritize treatment, to conserve his energy, and to embrace the possibility that time must now be devoted not to storylines and dialogue, but to survival. Yet Bergman, in a decision that reflects both his sense of duty and his extraordinary connection to his audience, has reportedly resisted this plea. For him, The Young and the Restless is not merely a job, it is family. It is the one constant in his professional life, the place where he has poured his heart, where he has forged bonds with fellow cast members, and where he has become a beloved figure to fans across generations. He does not see walking away as an option, not because he is blind to the risks but because his sense of purpose is rooted in giving himself fully to the people who have cherished him for decades. This choice highlights the bittersweet tension between passion and health, between legacy and survival. Bergman's resilience is admirable, yet it leaves those who love him most, both personally and publicly, conflicted. Fans have always admired his ability to bring gravitas to Jack Abbott's endless battles with Victor Newman, to make audiences weep during moments of personal despair, and to radiate warmth in Jack's rare moments of happiness. But to think of Bergman pushing himself through grueling days of filming while carrying the weight of a life-threatening illness feels like a sacrifice too steep, a devotion that borders on heartbreaking martyrdom. The sentiment among many who have followed his career is that while his love for the show is unquestionable, his life must take precedence. Health, after all, is irreplaceable, and the world would rather have Peter Bergman alive, even if it means Jack Abbott fades from the screen or is temporarily recast, than to risk losing him too soon. It is impossible to overstate the magnitude of Bergman's contribution to the soap opera genre. Since joining The Young and the Restless in 1989, stepping into the shoes of Jack Abbott after the role had been recast, Bergman has defined and redefined what it means to be a leading man in daytime television. He has been nominated for numerous Daytime Emmy Awards and has won 3 for Outstanding Lead Actor in a Drama Series, cementing his status as a legend. Through his portrayal, Jack has become a symbol of resilience, a man haunted by his family's expectations, driven by ambition, undone by love, yet always compelling. Viewers have aged alongside him, watching as the young, fiery executive matured into a patriarch who carried the weight of the Abbott name on his shoulders. For some fans, their own life milestones, marriages, divorces, losses, triumphs, have been paralleled by Jack's storyline, and Peter Bergman has been their constant companion through it all. The reported diagnosis of liver cancer adds a poignant layer of reality to Bergman's already monumental legacy. Cancer is a brutal adversary, one that requires not only medical intervention but also extraordinary personal strength and the unwavering support of loved ones. For someone in Bergman's position, the challenge is compounded by the pressure of being a public figure, of knowing that millions of people look to him not only as an entertainer but as an inspiration. Every decision he makes, whether to continue working, to step away, to go public with his diagnosis or keep it private, is subject to scrutiny, speculation, and the weight of collective concern. This is not a role he can play, this is his life, his body, his future, and the stakes could not be higher. There is also the question of how the young and the restless itself will navigate this uncertain terrain. The show has weathered the loss of beloved cast members before, sometimes through sudden recasts, sometimes through poignant storylines that mirror real-life tragedies. Yet Peter Bergman is different. He is not simply a cast member, he is an institution. To imagine Genoa City without Jack Abbott is nearly impossible. His chemistry with other legacy characters, his long-standing rivalry with Victor Newman, and his deep ties to the Abbott family make him irreplaceable. Should his health require him to step back, the writers will be faced with an unenviable task: how to honor both the character and the man without diminishing either. For fans, any adjustment will be painful, but they will undoubtedly choose compassion for Bergman over their attachment to the storyline. If his family ultimately decides to share the news publicly, there will likely be an outpouring of love, support, and an insistence that he focus entirely on healing, even if it means stepping away from the screen. The tragedy here is not only in the diagnosis itself but also in the cruel timing. At 71, Peter Bergman has reached a point in life where his legacy is secure, his contributions celebrated, and his bond with his audience unshakable. He should be enjoying the fruits of a career well lived, basking in admiration, and savoring time with his family and fans. Instead, he is confronted with a fight that demands every ounce of his energy and threatens to steal the very time he has earned. And yet, in true Bergman fashion, his first thought is not of himself but of others. He continues to see his role on YNR as a duty, a gift he can give to fans, a way of saying thank you for decades of loyalty. It is this selflessness that makes him extraordinary but also leaves those who care about him desperately hoping he will relent and choose his health first. As the whispers grow louder and as the possibility of public confirmation looms, the reaction from fans is predictable, an overwhelming call for Bergman to take care of himself. Daytime television is built on attachment, on the feeling that these characters and actors are part of our own lives. For over 40 years, Peter Bergman has been a daily presence in living rooms across the globe, a familiar face whose voice and expressions evoke comfort, nostalgia, and continuity. The thought of losing him, not just as Jack Abbott but as Peter Bergman, the man, would be devastating. That is why, if and when his condition becomes public knowledge, the overwhelming chorus will not be for him to stay on screen but for him to fight, to heal, and to return if and when he is able. Fans would gladly wait, gladly endure a Jack Abbott hiatus, if it meant ensuring that the man who brought him to life has a fighting chance at recovery. In reflecting on Bergman's situation, one cannot help but marvel at the intersection of fiction and reality. For decades, Jack Abbott has been a man defined by resilience, by the ability to rise from defeat, to survive betrayal, to endure loss, and to continue fighting. Now, Peter Bergman is called to embody those same qualities in his own life, not as part of a storyline but as a matter of survival. The hope, shared by fans and colleagues alike, is that he will summon the same strength, the same quiet determination, and that modern medicine combined with unwavering support will give him the opportunity to triumph once more. His journey, painful though it may be, will undoubtedly inspire countless others who face similar battles, proving that even in suffering, he continues to give. In the end, whether Peter Bergman chooses to continue working or decides to heed the advice of his family and step away, one thing is certain: his legacy is unshakable. He has given more than enough to the soap opera world, and nothing can diminish the impact he has had. For now, the priority must be his health, his comfort, and his ability to spend time with those he loves. The screen can wait, the stories can be adjusted, but the man himself is irreplaceable. As fans prepare themselves for the possibility of heartbreaking news, they will also hold tightly to gratitude for the decades of dedication, the countless moments of artistry, and the enduring reminder that sometimes the greatest heroes are not the characters we watch, but the actors who bring them to life with unwavering devotion. Cancer is one of those cruel diseases that spares no one, no matter how strong or beloved they are, and when it strikes, it demands courage, patience, and immense strength from the person fighting it as well as their loved ones. Treatment is not only physically exhausting but also emotionally and financially draining, which is why anyone going through it deserves compassion and support. For someone like Peter Bergman, who has given over 40 years of his life to bringing Jack Abbott to life on The Young and the Restless, the news of such a diagnosis feels especially heartbreaking. Jack has been a pillar of the show, a character that fans have grown up with, cried for, and rooted for through countless storylines. If Bergman is forced to step back and another actor takes on the role, there will undoubtedly be an emptiness in the hearts of longtime viewers. It is never easy to watch a legacy actor leave, especially under such difficult circumstances. And yet, as you said, the story must continue. Soap operas are built on endurance and change, constantly weaving new narratives while holding on to the spirit of what came before. Even if another actor must temporarily or permanently step into the shoes of Jack Abbott, fans will find ways to adapt, knowing that the continuity of the Abbott family is part of honoring Bergman's decades of work. Still, there will always be a difference between Jack as played by Bergman and anyone who comes after, because his version of the character is more than performance, it is a piece of television history. What matters most now is not the storyline but Peter Bergman himself. His health and his fight against cancer should be the priority, and fans around the world are already sending love, strength, and hope his way. Many will remember how much joy, comfort, and even guidance he has brought them over the years, and now it is time for that love to flow back to him. Blueheart, let's all take a moment to send the warmest wishes to Peter Bergman. May he find strength in the days ahead, may his treatments bring him healing, and may he feel the immense love and gratitude that millions of fans carry in their hearts for him. No matter what happens with the show, his legacy is secure, and his well-being is what truly matters now.